The ruthless massacre of the Waldensians by Savoyard ducal troops in 1655 shocked contemporary Protestant Europe, sparking the long and bloody Savoyard-Waldensian Wars lasting until 1690. Amidst the chaos, a brave warrior arose, earning the title of the Lion of Rora. The beautiful Cottian Alps, nestled on the border between France and Italy, now stand as tranquil havens and sought-after tourist destinations. Yet historically, these lands have witnessed unimaginable violence and brutality. Over the centuries, the Cottian Alps' rugged peaks and serene valleys have been witness to tumultuous times. Once the backdrop for battles and skirmishes, these mountains have seen the ebb and flow of power as empires clashed and territories shifted hands. These horrific images of violence and carnage show another side of the mountains and valleys of Piedmont. In the 17th century, there was a long and harrowing war that would etch its scars into the very fabric of these lands. This was no ordinary conflict. It was a brutal struggle devoid of mercy, where humanity seemed to vanish amidst the chaos. The once serene landscapes bore witness to unspeakable horrors as battles raged and blood soaked into the earth. The Cottian Alps are forever associated with the Waldensians, a medieval heretical group that emerged in 12th century France as the Poor of Lion. Over time, they sought refuge deep within the rugged terrain of Piedmont's mountains. This secluded sanctuary became their haven, shielding them from persecution and fostering their distinctive way of life. The Waldensians followed the teachings of Peter Waldo, a wealthy merchant who gave away his property, preached poverty, and faced off against the Catholic Church in the 13th century. Despite Waldo's acts of charity, their beliefs clashed with the established order, leading to their condemnation as heretics in 1215. This clash of ideologies marked a significant chapter in religious history, as the Waldensians stood firm in their convictions despite facing persecution. In the annals of history, there existed a rift between the Waldensians and the Catholic Church, not solely rooted in their advocacy of poverty. Despite fervent attempts by the Church to reconcile, some Waldensians acquiesced, earning the moniker Poor Catholics. However, a faction remained steadfast, clinging to their beliefs, branded as heretics. This obstinacy invited scorn and persecution, relegating them to the fringes of Europe, their existence fraught with struggle and adversity. In 1487, Pope Innocent VIII called for a crusade against the Waldensians with the issuance of the bull Id Nostri Cordis. This led to a brutal campaign and a massacre of Waldensians hiding in a cave. Despite this persecution, a significant number of Waldensians managed to survive into the 16th century and joined the Protestant Reformation. They became part of the broader Protestant movement, which regarded them as early pioneers. However, emerging from secrecy also made them vulnerable to religious persecution. In the secluded peaks of Piedmont, the Waldensians found refuge, far from the prying eyes of persecution. But even there, safety was a fleeting luxury. As the 17th century unfolded, trouble found its way to their mountain haven. Because their land is nestled within the Duchy of Savoy, a realm already harboring hostility towards the Waldensians since the prior century. The Duchy of Savoy was situated between the French and the Habsburgs, who held control over the Duchy of Milan. Since the 16th century, it was compelled to become involved in the conflict between the two sides, as both wanted to exert their influence over Savoy. In 1638, Charles Emmanuel II ascended to the throne as the Duke of Savoy. His reign marked a significant period of French influence over the Duchy of Savoy. Under his rule, Savoy essentially became a satellite state of France, as Charles Emmanuel II relied on French support to fend off rival claimants to his throne. This alliance shaped the political landscape of the region, tethering Savoy closely to the interests of its powerful neighbor across the Alps. During the reign of Charles Emmanuel II, a dark chapter unfolded for the Waldensians. In 1655, he issued a decree giving them a stark choice: convert to Catholicism or leave. This marked the beginning of systematic persecution against them. The edict forced the Waldensians into a corner, facing expulsion if they didn't abandon their beliefs. The Waldensians' refusal to obey an edict resulted in a brutal massacre by Savoyard ducal troops, famously known as the Piedmontese Easter. The news of this massacre spread rapidly across Europe, shocking Protestants who sympathized with the Waldensians. between 4,000 to 6,000 Waldensian civilians faced a brutal massacre at the hands of ducal troops. Those who survived sought refuge in the valley of Perosa, where they initiated an armed resistance. Seeking support, envoys were dispatched to Protestant powers such as England, the Dutch Republic, and several Protestant Swiss cantons. Protestants across Europe began applying diplomatic pressure on the Duchy of Savoy as reports and depictions of atrocities by Savoyard ducal troops circulated throughout the continent. In the aftermath, when the Waldensians were left with no choice, they picked up arms and waged a stealthy rebellion dubbed the War of the Banished. Amidst the chaos, a figure emerged from obscurity, Joshua Janavel. Leading the charge, he orchestrated a remarkable resistance from his village of Rora. Janavel's house, known as Janavella, still stands today as a testament to his remarkable legacy. It was from this very house that Janavel orchestrated daring resistance operations, earning him the monikers the Lion of Rora and the Captain of the Valleys. The Savoyards dispatched a considerable force to quash the rebellion, offering a hefty bounty of 300 ducats for Janavel's capture. However, the rugged Waldensian terrain harbored fervent rebels, determined to resist the threat of their community's extermination. Janavel commanded a formidable force of 2,000 fighters, supplemented by approximately 500 Protestant volunteers from across Europe, creating what could be likened to a Calvinist crusade. Together, they raided Luzerna and bravely repelled Savoyard counterattacks in the rugged terrain of Angrogna Valley. In 1664, the Duke relented and signed the peace treaty of Turin with the Waldensians, offering a return to their former status. However, a crucial condition was the exile of Janavel and other rebel leaders. Despite their reluctance, the Waldensians complied, thereby disavowing Janavel. Forced into exile, Janavel found refuge in Switzerland, where his valor against the despised Savoyards earned him hero status in Geneva. Meanwhile, following the death of Duke Charles Emmanuel II in 1675, his son Victor Amadeus II took the throne and initially maintained a stance of peace. However, in 1686, the tides shifted. King Louis XIV of France revoked the Edict of Nantes, stripping Protestants of their rights in the kingdom. Under pressure from the king, the Duke of Savoy initiated another crackdown on the Waldensians, sparking yet another brutal war. At the time, the Waldensians, numbering around 15,000, including 3,000 combatants, stood against the Savoyard French invasion. Despite their brave efforts, they were outnumbered and 8,000 were tragically killed. However, the story didn't end there. In 1689, exiled Waldensians in Switzerland, led by Henry Arnaud, embarked on a daring mission. Risking everything, they sought to reclaim their occupied lands. This would become known as the Glorious Return. Arnaud, alongside 900 armed men, including the renowned rebel Janavel and Calvinist volunteers, embarked on a daring expedition. Crossing Lake Geneva by boat, they confronted and overcame French troops at Salbertrand, marking a triumphant glorious return. Despite facing counterattacks, their resolve remained unshaken, securing their success. Political circumstances played a significant role in aiding the Waldensians. When the Duke of Savoy, Victor Amadeus II, shifted alliances to join the anti-French League of Augsburg, his new Protestant allies, including the Dutch and English, pressured him to refrain from persecuting the Waldensians. This unexpected alliance provided a crucial respite for the Waldensians in their struggle for survival. In 1690, the Duke of Savoy's unexpected shift to the League of Augsburg marked a pivotal moment, effectively halting the Savoyard Waldensian Wars. Encouraged by the Duke, many Waldensians chose to return home, signaling a significant turning point in the conflict. The enduring legacy of the Waldensians serves as a testament to the resilience of a people who, against formidable odds, stood firm in their beliefs, defended their homes, and ultimately carved out a place in history that continues to inspire generations. If you found this video informative and inspiring, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave your thoughts in the comments below, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Thank you for watching.